We've got a really interesting stack of source material today.
Yeah, it's basically a collection of, real conversations, everyday chats.
Snippets you might overhear anywhere, really. Kitchens, grocery stores, coffee shops, that sort of thing.
And these aren't like big policy debates or anything.
Oh, no, definitely not. It's the small stuff. What's for dinner? What should we buy? How do you take your coffee?
Seemingly mundane, right?
Exactly. But our mission here is to, dig into these simple exchanges and see what insights are hiding there.
What do they actually tell us about maybe human nature or our relationships?
And just how we get through the day, navigating all these tiny moments.
We want to look under the surface,
Yeah.
Become a bit more informed about those subtle dynamics.
The preferences, the little clashes, the compromises.
Stuff you see constantly, but maybe don't always register how significant it is.
Okay, so let's get into it. Unsurprisingly, maybe, a huge theme running through all this is food.
Oh, definitely. But it's not just about fuel, is it? It pops up as this major area for conflict. Conflicting desires, identities.
Yeah, you see that so clearly in one conversation between a babysitter and a parent.
Right. The babysitter's trying to give the kid chicken and rice.
Yeah.
Thinking, healthy, long-term.
But the parent, their priority is immediate peace. Kids' happiness now.
So they're pushing for chicken nuggets, even if it's, maybe junk food in some people's eyes.
Right. And the source really captures that tension. The parent's worried, is he going to go to bed hungry? While the babysitter's observation is just, he pouted, watched cartoons, and forgot about it.
Which really highlights this fundamental clash, doesn't it? What someone thinks is best versus what brings immediate happiness or avoids conflict.
And it's not just kids. We see couples dealing with the exact same thing every day, probably.
Oh, absolutely. There's this one person craving all the comfort foods, cinnamon rolls, pizza, chips, ice cream, bacon.
And they actually say, it's my happiness, feeling, quote, oppressed by their partner who wants vegetables and lean protein.
That line, what's healthy? My happiness. Wow. That says so much.
It really does. It shows how deeply personal food choices can feel, tied to identity, well-being.
Which obviously creates friction when partners have such different approaches or needs.
Mealtime becomes this negotiation, doesn't it? Balancing your own freedom with, compromise in a shared life.
Totally. And this food emotion link, it comes up again. Someone's defending mac and cheese. Not just as food, but as delicious and comforting. Something their soul needs.
While their partner just dismisses it as barely food.
Which again just shows that difference. Is food fuel or is it comfort or both?
It makes you think about the values people attach to food. One person connects healthy eating to longevity, knowing I won't kick the bucket at 40.
While the other finds genuine pleasure in, say, a warm brownie after a long day.
It's not just about the nutrition facts. It's about what that food represents emotionally.
And you also see the emotional side when someone's cooking for other people. That vulnerability.
There's that bit in the sources someone makes garlic butter steak and mashed potatoes. Clearly put effort in.
Yeah, and they're anxiously waiting for the verdict.
And the feedback is, well, it's good, flavorful, but maybe a bit too salty, like a tablespoon or two too much.
And the cook's immediate reaction, I ruined dinner.
Even though they're told, no, it's still edible.
It just shows how personal it feels, right? When you create something for others, especially food, the feedback hits hard.
And the way people try to soften the blow is interesting, too. Still edible if I chug a gallon of water.
Oh, next time, just half the salt. It's that careful dance between being honest and, not crushing someone's spirit.
Then you've got family recipes, which is a whole other layer of complexity.
Oh, boy, yeah. The conversation about the mom's apple pie recipe, that's gold.
It's clearly not just about, hey, can I get the instructions?
Not at all. That anecdote shows how recipes are just loaded. History, identity, this sense of ownership. It was my mom's recipe. It's special.
And the sister-in-law feels judged, like, you're always throwing shade at my cooking.
So the request for the recipe becomes this proxy war about deeper relationship stuff.
It's fascinating, isn't it? How asking for ingredients can feel like a loyalty test or bring up old criticism.
And the mom stepping in to mediate is key there.
Right. She validates the recipe's specialness, its history.
But she also pushes for sharing. Suggests they bake some pies together, using the food as a bridge, essentially.
Trying to smooth over the underlying tension. It's quite a move.
Okay, so if we step out of the kitchen, these conversations also tell us a lot about navigating public spaces. Service interactions especially.
Allergies, that comes up as a big point of anxiety for everyone involved.
You really feel the stress on the staff sometimes. They talk about complex protocols.
Needing separate knives, cutting boards, one even jokes about needing a hazmat suit or having to nuke the kitchen, that kind of hyperbole.
But what's powerful is how the source immediately follows that frustration with the stark reality. Someone literally almost died today.
Oof. Yeah.
That really underlines it. The protocols might feel like a burden, an inconvenience.
But they exist because the consequences can be incredibly severe, life-threatening even.
It really hits home, the stakes for service staff.
Mm.
That reminder, if I accidentally spill shrimp, I accidentally have to fire you. It shows the immense responsibility.
Yeah, just taking an order becomes this micro-negotiation with potentially huge consequences.
Wow. Then there's shopping, just general shopping conversations. You see this mix of practical needs and personal expression.
People looking for something stylish but comfy for a party, checking labels cotton and cashmere blend.
Hunting for sales was $80 now, $35. That whole process.
And the social side, too. Someone getting peer pressure like, you always wear the same 2 pairs. Even picking decor to match that theme. Or deciding how flowers should be wrapped paper or in a gift box.
These little choices, they're about taste, presentation, showing you care.
It reveals how much thought actually goes into stuff we might think of as simple purchases.
Even just weighing produce at the grocery store, printing the little stickers. It's part of this practiced routine, almost a ritual.
And you see the efficiency of modern life, too, like at the checkout. People just casually tapping cards using Apple Pay.
It's a small detail, but it shows how seamlessly technology fits into these basic transactions now.
Okay, what about restaurants and coffee shops? More small interactions there.
Constant decisions, right. Ordering drinks, asking for recommendations, a lovely Pinot Grigio, weighing food options, should we share this?
Even asking for tap water involves a little back and forth about preferences. With ice and lemon, just ice, please.
And it's interesting to see how people adapt when things aren't perfect.
Like the coffee shop being out of oat milk.
Exactly. The customer's clearly disappointed. That's what I always get.
But then immediately pivots. Okay, I guess I'll go with almond milk. It's a tiny display of, just rolling with it. Adaptability.
And businesses try to nudge these choices too, don't they? Loyalty apps, points.
Right. After 5 drinks, you get 1 free. Little incentive structures built into our routines.
Even just someone asking about prices at Starbucks. It's that basic consumer impulse. Understand the options, understand the cost.
So looking back over all these different moments, it's pretty clear that even the most mundane conversations are packed with meaning.
Yeah, incredibly rich. We've seen food as comfort, as a battleground, as a bridge.
We've seen the vulnerability in cooking, the high stakes around allergies and service.
And just that constant stream of small revealing decisions when we shop or eat out.
These chats really reinforce that core idea, don't they? Our values, our preferences, our weak spots.
Our need to navigate everyone else's needs alongside our own. It's all constantly on display.
In the most commonplace situations.
Yeah, it shows the ongoing work involved in just getting along, basically. Meeting our needs, meeting others' needs.
So maybe as you go about your day, you could try listening a bit closer to the conversations around you, the ones you're in.
Yeah, notice the dynamics. The preferences being stated, maybe subtly, the negotiations happening, the compromises.
And we'll leave you with this thought to maybe mull over.
Just how much of who we are, our identity, how we connect with people, the whole texture of our daily lives is fundamentally tied up in something as basic, as universal as what we eat and how we talk about it in these simple everyday moments.